One of my greatest concerns when I was injured is that, I've injured myself a lot over the last 40 years. I've broken ribs, I've had malaria, I've once fell from a parasail into 4 feet of water, and I survived that. And I remember always thinking, I must not injure myself. Do I ever become incapacitated because of my family? Then also, I never wanted to read a stupid headline in the tabloids, about Superman wiping out. I always thought I'd be a prime target, that if I walked across the street and got hit by a car, that nobody'd have any sympathy for that because it's supposed to be Superman. Well, fortunately, this accident was serious enough and changed my life so dramatically that I didn't take any abuse from the press. In fact, they were tremendously supportive. But my biggest concern was that this time I realized I hadn't hurt just myself, but that my injury had repercussions for everybody. And I felt very guilty. Sort of it's like, it's okay to make your own mess, as long as it doesn't get in the way of other people. But this time, with a wife, 3 children, I thought, how are we all going to cope? How are we going to do it? And we won't be able to do any of those things we ever did before. How am I going to make a living? I didn't know that somebody would want me to write a book or that I could direct movies in the first 6 months. I was fighting ulcers, collapsed lung, pneumonia, sores. My body wasn't producing hemoglobin. I tried a drug that's supposed to help with reducing swelling in the spinal cord in June of '95, and it almost killed me. So I was in big stress. And also just racked with guilt about having messed everything up. And I particularly, felt for my 2 oldest kids, Matthew and Alexander, because they're only 15 and 11 when I was injured. And they live across the line. They live across an entire ocean, and we tried to get together as much as we could. We had vacation times together, but that's a really lousy time for a teenager to lose a dad. Or for an 11-year-old, it's easier for a 2-year-old because he really doesn't know any different as he grows up. But I think that the first thing I discovered was that there's no use in punishing myself for that. And I could also tell right away that they'd rather have me around than not, even in the state I was in. And that was clear from the first moment they walked into my room. Then frankly, that helped me. It helped me put away thoughts of suicide. Because certainly the first thought was I should go. That I would just be too much trouble for everybody.